Hi, this is Luke Olson from Ghost Galaxy, and you're listening to Archons
All right,
Corner.
what's going on, everybody? I am the one, the only, the WOOKIE. We have a smaller than normal group today. We've lost 2 members. I'm tired. This boat is sinking. But today we have the backer of Nope, Dr. Sheep.
Yes, I am not a backer.
We got Big Z.
Hey.
You don't get a special intro. Okay. And we got the Choke Show, Drazcore.
I see. That's a very special. I feel it. I feel the warmness from the, cockles of your heart.
From my loins.
Or something.
Something. Maybe we shouldn't say that.
Mm.
But a lot to go over again because it's game found and that's a thing that's going on. And then we'll run into this weird, beep, boop, bleep, boop thing where we don't have anything to tell you whatsoever. So we're going to start this week out. We don't really have a why I suck at Keyforge moment.
You sucked a lot and you don't want to admit it.
Well, okay. So I sucked this week at Keyforge because I brought a knife to a gunfight. And I brought 2 B+ decks to go up against A- decks. Who do you think won, Keyforge friends?
Not the person playing the Dark Tidings deck.
Oh.
Were you, before recording, he was just mocking, here's how to waste $13.
Yep,
Get an add-on DT deck. From the guy who brought a DT deck.
I
to
did.
Archon Night.
I did. And y'all almost lost to it. So who's the sucker that's there?
Against our B- decks.
B- my behind. B-. You had A- decks.
My deck was a nothing.
It's what? It's an A-.
It is
So
not.
What was
I've
in your
learned-
DT that you thought was going to be so powerful?
It's Rose. It's a double Mecha Buoy deck that has a ton of recursion that I play pretty well with, and I decided to have some fun. Double Mecha Buoy, double Forgive Forget, a Think Twice, double Healer Harm. It's got some good stuff in it. Okay.
Wookie does play it better than I do. I did try to play it when I had to play a Dark Tidings deck in KFPL or something. Yeah.
And he
It's
couldn't
also
get it
got
to work.
that burn all but 5 amber thing in Sanctum.
Doorstep to Heaven
Yeah.
that I play
And
about
think
7
twice.
times.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's an abysmal thing.
I liked it.
It takes longer than you'd care to win the game.
Yep. I'm getting maximum Keyforge time with friends, okay?
Maybe you should give that one to Ewok.
Oh gosh!
I told him to play it because he's like, you should take it to KFC, and I'm like, no. I could never mind. I was gonna put an analogy in there that Ewok would not like, and I'm gonna save it for myself. So, friends, if you're going to Keyforge with other friends that are also playing high-powered decks, maybe better match their power levels. I feel like we need a power ranking system. Didn't we used to have one of those?
What, like SAS or even better, draw better?
Draw better.cards.
Uh huh.
Or, an alpha rating system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
some cheap elf doesn't give us cast members very many free alpha ratings.
Have you used all yours? I don't think I've used any.
The one?
I haven't used any whatsoever. I mean, you have access to the alpha.
Oh yeah, it says I only have 1. Oh man, better use it sparingly.
I'm not sure why you have that many.
Yeah.
I don't even have one deck I'd like to get alpha scored, to be honest with you.
All right, I am headed over to dropbetter.cards with the deck that I played you with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, should I tell you what my draw better score with that card is?
It's DT. It doesn't get scored. It just gets a 0.
No, it got a score.
Got a score. Wow.
That's because it has cards that are another set, so it has to score.
It's not a good one, but it gets
No.
a score.
We found a glitch in the code.
that it actually scores DT decks.
Yeah, at some point Z had a moment of weakness and he put in scores for DT.
All right, so what is your draw better card score?
It's higher than 100.
Okay, so is mine.
Okay. The second number is not a 2.
Neither is mine.
Okay. Mine is a 1-1.
Mine's a
118.
101.
101.
I mean, 118 is not terrible in this system.
Oh, no,
Right,
this is the deck
that's
that
relatively, it's relatively up there.
wanted to play in the sealed tournament part of Minneapolis, but was missing the Revna Star song. But then a lovely Keyforger found the Revna Star song, put it on Facebook, and I acquired my Revna back.
I thought you were joking when I saw that post with the Revna Star song. I was gonna tag you and be like, "Is this yours?" And then you're like, "Hey, that's mine." And I was like, "Oh, it's not funny anymore."
It was mine.
It was his.
And now it's all back together.
So actually, funny story. Speaking of losing cards, so I totally got contacted by This. He's like, "Hey, I've got your Revenant Monk for some deck," and I was like, I was trying to get rid of that card. Thanks for bringing it up."
Yeah. Did you get it back?
So I said I was like, let me look through your buy list and I'll buy a fun deck from you and you could just send it with that instead of whatever. And then I forgot until this moment. So I should go do that.
Yeah, probably should. But you outclassed me by about 17 points.
I think I'm higher sass than you too.
More than likely.
Aren't you 82?
Used to be an 82. It's now a 70. It's now a 77.
Oh man, yep.
How the mighty have fallen.
Maybe you need to put that deck back in the. It was almost good enough.
Almost.
I did suggest in our private chat that maybe we add to the Why I Suck at Keyforge master list. I play DT, but they didn't want to. They didn't want to take it.
I was busy today. Sorry. Although somehow I have an AOA deck that scored a 112. I'm not sure how Z let that happen.
I mean,
there's
are
plenty
good,
of great AOA decks.
Yeah.
What?
Couple of them are named Pan. Like,
Couple of them are named Pan.
My Pan's a 117.
Mine is Xerxes is a 112. Interestingly enough. Oubliette does a lot of work against prospectors. But I digress. It's time to move into another new segment we're doing this week. Boy, we're running out of new segments to do, and we're missing our walk. We're gonna call this one "What's Up with OP" with Dr.
That's my
Sheep.
segment.
Yeah, Dr. Sheep. What's up with OP?
They copy and pasted 2022's announcement to 2023.
Ooh.
Next year, you will have door championships, and regionals, and nationals, and vault tours, and worlds.
Yep. Remember, they
said it's going to happen.
If
so
our
this time is different
because it's on paper, or
well,
last year it was just a bunch of phone shots that we all had of a screen and the owner of the company in front of it. This year it's on like a website that we can read and look at.
Well, so the real answers on that is one, there is now a Josh who is actually there to do OP work instead of what was a Jeremy who was not hired to do OP work and then had to try to do all the OP work, and it was a total damn disaster.
Okay.
So there is actually an OP person working on that stuff.
We do know that the OP person is not working on the game found.
Yeah.
Hey, it's an elf.
Ahoy, ahoy.
And then they if you listen to the Michael Hurley interview, they plan to contact the stores that back the game found directly. I do not get why they did not provide details on that in the game found. Like, this is what this backing is actually going to entail. Instead, it says you'll be able to buy some stuff.
Well,
Okay, but apparently, like, we hear rumors they're actually like they're gonna make Josh call all these stores and be like, "What do I need to do to make OP real there?"
listen, it's not going to be Josh. It's going to be Janet. Okay, number one, Janet will be making all these calls.
Didn't we actually just figure out last time that Janet is really just Jeremy doing Janet's voice?
What? We might have made all of this up. No, Janet's real. She's real.
Okay.
She's definitely
All right.
she's definitely real. It's not just Jeremy doing things. All right. Well, I killed that joke. Anyways, moving forward. That joke's dead. Just we're gonna put that one in the corner for later use.
Well, that's all right. Your Walkbot is here now, so he can be positive.
Thank
Yeah, like, that was a
goodness.
decent Wookiee impression, but Ewok does it better.
Ewok does do me better than me.
Yeah.
Weird. So that's what's going on with OP. It'll happen in 2024. But again, if our Discord has taught you, if our Discord has taught you anything, you should never believe what you're told by the higher ups in a company. Take it with a grain of salt. Or us. Definitely not
But,
us. We make things up.
Yes.
we make a lot of things up. But if you read it on their official Game Found page, take it with a grain of salt.
No, the Game Found has always been fairly honest, and everything that they screwed up on the last one, they admitted to screwing up. I don't see any reason we wouldn't expect. I mean, they may not have made satisfactory reparations, but they've admitted that they dropped the ball in many places.
Fair. So again, it's time for another news segment we're adding to this call that I'm going to call Won't You Be My Neighbor? It is time for a moment of positivity with Ewok Jr.
Hello, Keyforge family. Glad to be here. Just jumping in after some conferences, so send some love to your teachers. This segment actually came to me first after thinking about something that Southerly had said last week, and there is still a lot of great news that is in Keyforge, things that are happening from community members and from GG. And so I want to take this moment to be able to highlight just a few of them. And so one quick little piece. But Southerly, since this was your idea, I want to turn this over to you, ma'am. What really stood out to you last week when we were thinking about something that was positive that's happening in the community? Because it was really cool.
Yeah, so one positive thing that stood out to me was that the NKFL League grew from this past season to this season by about 80 members, which is, it went from 150 to like maxing out at 224. And we might actually see 2 more divisions get added depending on how the signups go, which is insane that there's this much growth in the community. And of that, I believe it was about 67 new players, and the rest were returning. Had played in the league before and are coming back to it. But as much as there's a bit of a lull in in-person play, we are seeing that the community online is growing.
And honestly, if we look at our VTs and how much we've had for attendance, being able to push that 125 is a big deal. So just to be able to see 80 as a new number to be coming into NKFL is absolutely amazing. So shout out to everyone who's involved with that process. I think the Hexad format's really cool, something definitely to look at further. And so give a huge shout out there. I think it's a great positive site for our Keyforge community. So great job. Keep it up. Won't you be my neighbor?
Won't you be my neighbor? Hi, neighbor. Hi, Keyforge neighbor. All right.
That was beautiful.
Enough of that garbage. Time to trash GG. Let's do this. All right.
I'll just say it is pretty awesome to see the NKFL is rocking that many players. That's great.
See, and it's another thing where it's like, it is great to see. I'm not gonna dog on it. But again, this is another thing that was not created by GG. This is all community driven.
Community driven, but again, that's the foundation and the pillar of our society right now. We just need that support coming from GG, but it is something in our game that is amazing, and we want to be able to spotlight that because there are people who have held this game up and championed this cause for quite a while. From, you see the NKFL, that's great. You see KPL was another one. Like, people have put in Vault. What was it? Our Vault. Jokers.
Vault
Keepers.
Thank you, Vault Keepers. Sorry, I literally went and did straight conferences. I did not have a break today from 8:00 this morning until 7:50 tonight. So I apologize on the brain being a little bit out, but like, these people have given their time, their money, resources that are online from Archon Arcana to even Dex of Keyforge. Like, guys, these are amazing resources and assets, and I appreciate people putting into our community. So yeah, GG, we have something to be able to look at, but they have a great foundation to build off of. And I'm excited to see what 2024 will bring.
Well, I can tell
Hopefully
you
some
one
LP.
thing 2024 will bring, and that's menagerie decks.
That's
Who wants to take
2023.
whatever? Who wants to take over this dumpster fire? Well, most of them will be released in 2024.
Well, hey,
We'll be
don't say
getting-
dumpster fire.
Dumpster fire.
You're anchoring, Wookie. You're anchoring there.
Dumpster.
This is an improved dumpster fire.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a tiny trash.
What is a menagerie? Let's go there, friends, and refocus on that. Tell me this new term, menagerie.
All right. So menagerie decks are the latest crazy idea to emerge from the Keyforge development team's secret lab. They share a few basic ideas with Unchained decks. We'll get back to that later, which were introduced last year during the Winds of Exchange campaign. Both types of decks can feature any house that has ever appeared in the game and are not legal in official tournaments. But this is where
What?
the similarities end.
Wait, what'd you just say?
They are
Yes, he
not
just fell
allowed.
asleep.
They are not legal. Not legal.
All right,
Not
skip
legal in official tournaments.
segment. Like, who
Oh,
gives
no.
a shit?
Oh, no.
You can go do your sit-ups while we talk about on-chain decks.
Do my sit-ups.
Yes.
I'm not doing any damn sit-ups.
We know. Anyways, Keyforge Menagerie.
Low blow, guys. Low blows.
Listen,
Ouch.
it's a chippy day. This is just where we're at today, all right?
So what's nice about this is it does feel into people who are not competitive. It's your casual player, and there's something that's there.
So not this podcast.
Yeah, but I say,
Next, I want to see
Which
what is this cast about? Oh yes, bitching. That's what we're
Oh,
about.
yeah.
We're getting there.
It's Forge with friends. Yes, complaining. Yes, those are the yes. Okay, you're right.
Your mic is a little hot. I don't know if you turned up your volume or not, but it is a little hot.
Who?
JR.
Ewok, yeah.
He's very
But-
excited. He's probably trying to
I mean,
really embrace it today.
I had
the
fun with
the louder the
Unchained,
better, right?
like for exactly one day, and then like I brought it back to the local because like I'm the one that supports our local. I provide all the product pretty much all the time, and we're like, let's do an Unchained week, and like no one gave a shit. Like no one cares about this thing. Like I wanted it to be a bigger of a thing, but as soon as you tell much anybody that it can't be used in anything that matters, they're like, why do we care?
You
And
can
move
play
on
it at
with
your
their
kitchen
lives.
table.
It's
Yeah,
fun
that's-
for casual play.
They
But
have
is it? I
announced-
can't find casual players that like it either. Like, I don't understand that statement.
That's because you've destroyed all your casual players. You've turned them into
No,
monsters.
That is. That's not true.
Zach used to be a nice person. Now he's mean.
Yeah.
Wait, like Wookiee's the most casual one we got. Wookiee, do you like Unchained?
No.
Okay.
Wookiee's not the person for us to be able to ask on that one.
I don't
He
Are
doesn't
know.
you
like
sh-
Keyforge anymore.
I mean, I'm only casual because I don't have a deck. Let's be real.
Oh,
Let's be frank here.
So that's 90% of us out there. Awesome. Wait,
Right.
welcome to the group, man.
JR's never gonna have a deck.
I mean,
You know,
we're rocking
it
the
is
same
not-
boat, man. Grab a paddle.
It is not for a lack of trying, but that is life, man.
But
Okay.
anyways, let's continue with.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Come
sheep
on.
over there. Was there a that you want to go ahead and elaborate on?
You're too picky for your own damn good. There, I
He's
said
not,
it.
he's not alone. There's the locals that I deal with too.
I don't want to spend $3,600 on a deck.
You don't have to spend $3,600 on a deck, but you better be ready to crack 1,000.
It only costs 13 retail.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Just
Anyways,
pull,
hey,
just pull Loka
Just have better luck.
hey, draw better. But Keyforge Menagerie decks provide their own unique Keyforge experience. Every Keyforge Menagerie deck includes at least one of more than 50 different Menagerie packets. It's also possible for a deck to feature several different Menagerie packets. So what's a Menagerie packet?
Not unique. It's a
no idea.
classic combo put back into decks.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Sheep, because each Menagerie packet is a group of specific cards chosen from the entirety of Keyforge Card Pool. Each packet has a name and a theme designed to give a deck a special feel or identity that is in the past was either very unlikely or potentially impossible. There are many different types of Menagerie packets, and we'll touch on just a few of them now. First, there's the Massive Creature packet. Frost Giant, Tangaika, and Ultra Graviton are just a few of the possible examples. Each of these big bodies comes with its own set of companion cards.
Who is searching for Tangaika? Like, what the?
I don't know, but there are also creature group packets that appear together,
horsemen,
such as the 4 Horsemen, the 7 Sins, or I hate that word, Hastatus Raptor.
Okay, now that's the real question. Who is looking for Hastasis Raptor?
Hey,
Someone.
I just
So
cracked my
this
first.
is GG making these packets. Guys, buckle up. Get ready for some plague rats and some shards.
I would like to see Plague Rats over Hastasis Raptors. I will say that.
Yeah, but like
Not
if
anything over the
but
Raptors.
if that's who you're making these power combos, like we got some problems.
Hey, guys.
I did win a reversal game with the Raptor deck, so that's
What's
It's gonna be like cooperative hunting plus save the pack.
Menagerie
Ooh.
reversal.
God dang it.
But can you imagine, like, I just pulled my first 7 Sins deck, and I can't play it. Fun. There are combo packets. You might see Dark Ember Vault grouped with multiple random mutant creatures. Epic Quest paired with Round Table and many random knights. Or Keyfrog paired with ways to destroy it on your own turn. Finally, we've also created a number of thematic packs that include thematically linked cards with names like Brobnar Weapons, Gezelhart's Legacy, and Witch Coven.
Wookie,
Does that mean like the deck name is gonna have the name, and then they're gonna have those in there?
I think so.
Wookie, your
Okay.
sarcasm. I need to bring you into my classroom. Like, it was spot
Did you
on,
say
man.
sarcasm or snarkasm?
Either one works
both.
in this situation.
S'more?
I like s'mores. But wait, there's more. All the above is just a brief glimpse of the fun house of madness that Keyforge Menagerie decks have to offer. Of course, we can't guarantee these decks will feel competitive compared to a regular Keyforge deck, but they'll be entertaining. We recommend Menagerie decks be played against other Menagerie decks for maximum fun. Every Keyforge Menagerie deck will include a list of the Menagerie packets included. The rest of the card slots in the deck are filled in by the deck generation software, following normal card rarity rules. The Menagerie...
All niflips.
Oh, God. The Menagerie will play their wacky games with players for the first time at the upcoming Keyforge celebrations this November. Can't wait for the crazy fun to begin.
All right, I'm gonna go be the menagerie champion and then never play it again.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and no one will care.
This
Well,
I-
it is a strict
Are you guys
improvement.
done being total buttholes?
No.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
show me my silver lining sheet.
Like my question here is, like, has anyone ever actually seen or opened an Unchained deck that they think would even make it today to an Archon? Like, why would it matter if they're legal or not?
Well, because Unchained was a bit
There is an
too
8.
bad.
I don't know if the rest of it's good, but there is an 8 routine jobs deck out there. That just seems fun.
Yeah, that's fine. I still have
routine
yet to
job
see
for
a
8.
single Unchained deck that I would give a crap against any of my top Archon decks. Like, it's just even this, and this sounds worse than Unchained was as far as like actually generating decks that will win. So
I think it's strictly better than Unchained personally, because Unchained did have a power level issue where you just had a bunch of decks. Some decks would just do absolutely nothing at all, right? So when you're doing
but
a
pretty
bit of
much
sealed
all
Unchained,
Unchained decks have like a house that does absolutely nothing because of how.
well,
they're
no,
designed.
not all of them.
All of them.
Do you have
Well,
one?
Menagerie guarantees that you have one that does something. So that's a plus.
Hey,
Great.
get some raptors.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play Alliance Menagerie.
Okay, so
I just think you're undervaluing Elf how many linked cards are really bad competitively. Like they're just not good.
No, I get what you're saying, but this is casual. This is purely for casual play.
Well, yeah, my whole point was why not make them tournament legal because they're gonna suck anyway. Oh,
Well, they did. I mean, they buried the lead, right? So the final picture shows Jenka,
Yep.
and it shows
okay.
Gangrena.
Yeah, there's a whole set that has Jika. You know where that set ranks? Basically last because I don't even consider DT in the ranking. So that's where we're
DT's
at.
the redheaded stepchild of
Yeah.
Keyforge. We don't
Like,
talk
it
about
doesn't-
DT.
It is unranked. It's like the college football rankings. It doesn't get a ranking. It falls off the chart.
So boys, we're going to Worlds, right? Or most of us.
Yeah.
Um,
I was
And
super
we're-
excited for this too. I was so
Who's gonna-
excited for some new awesome format of like some type, something that, you know, here's this thing that,
guaranteed combo Keyforge.
well, my question was, is this? I'm gonna be hung out for this one. Is this
No,
Shredder worthy?
hey, Mr.
Shredder worthy?
yes.
They're all shredder worthy,
Always.
Mr. Rogers.
But
All
there'll be
Keyforges.
people who won't. But there'll be people who won't be able to get it. So
and they shouldn't they
Well, they
shouldn't
could go on
care.
GameFound right now and get it.
They
Yeah,
shouldn't
I
care.
don't-
They
So there are people who enjoyed Unchained. This happens to not be the cast for it. We don't derive a lot of value across this board.
can you give me
This-
one name of one person who is like, I play Unchained, I like Unchained, and I play it on a regular basis?
How would I know? I don't see anybody. I see the same 5 people.
Fair.
you're welcome.
Yes. Certainly, they sold a number of on-chain decks. On-chain decks are still trading hands, not as much as I want to sell mine for, but they are trading hands. People do play games with them. It's not for us, but as an improvement to Unchained, saying like, you know what? Unchained was kind of neat, but most of the decks were total trash. So we are adding this level of like, we're adding chase stuff that people were interested, whether it was good or not, but the stuff that was chase before, we're increasing the odds you get chase stuff in this. So it's more likely you can have and play with this stuff casually if you are interested, because a lot of people want to play with Ultra Gravitron. This gives them a potentially easier way to get one, which I think is lame because they should just be buying my Ultra Gravitron decks that I have for sale. And you can get your Wombo combos through me for less than I paid for the deck because they're not good, but they are fun. And this should be an increase in fun. The other thing that you guys didn't pay attention to probably is that these are legal for use in the Adventures timed games at events. Because you know this cast is also the group that goes and plays those. But you could use your potentially very broken on chain deck to do it.
Oh, it is? Sorry, I missed that.
You know where else these are going to be legal in?
Shredder.
Shredder.
Yeah, for sure. These are prime shredder candidates.
I will be taking. Oh, I gotta order that. I gotta order that medal right now. By the way, Shredder Worlds will be happening at KFC.
And there's a special.
There's a special
token?
prize to the winner.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, Shredder Worlds. It's coming towards you.
You should see if you can get it streamed during lunch, like we did at Canadian Nationals.
I mean, Sheep has a webcam. We'll figure out a computer. We'll probably stream it. Why not?
All right.
We'll at least record it.
Yeah.
Shred a Vault Master deck.
I indeed will shred a Vault Master deck.
I'll shred a Vault Master deck too.
100%.
You'd have to bring one though. I don't think we'll get them there.
I bet you we do.
I have one that Sheep gave me.
They kept saying you only get them at vaults. This is not a vault.
Maybe
Okay,
there will be maybe there will be KFC 2 extra crispy master.
I
Well,
still
even
want
that
the
Vault
World
Master,
Master
I have
stacks where
a
every
number to
pod
send.
has lateral shift. Like, let's go.
There you go.
So back to this menagerie. What do you guys think about the actual Archon card and the artwork that's on it?
All right. I was actually going to say, here's your silver lining. The back of the cards look cool.
I agree. I think they look really snazzy.
No, we got Snaz. I don't know.
mean,
if
They
it's-
remind me of like big
Oh.
top, circus
Yeah.
situation.
That's what
That's
it's
definitely
supposed to.
yeah. It's definitely outside. Like the packaging definitely reminds me of that. I don't know if it's just me, but the I Save Keyforge. I like
that
that
I'm
graphic
with you.
design.
Yeah.
I like this. I do.
This is the kind of stuff we're saying. Like they could use this for store deck prizing stuff. They can make cool
Decks with
things
cool
like this
backs.
that are different
legal?
than what you get anywhere else. That are legal, so we can sleeve it and you can't see it anyways.
Yeah,
Well,
can you
but-
imagine if they were like Menagerie is legal, but you can only get it at your local stores or a vault or something?
God,
But,
don't make
like-
it at a vault. Jam will lose.
But if
his
you could get it at
marbles.
your local stores, I think
Nope.
Jam would be okay with it.
Nope.
I don't know. Jam, would you be cool with that? We'll see. He'll type in a second. Sorta.
Sorta.
All right. Good. I mean, that's the
Leave
best
me
we're gonna
out
get
of
out
I
of
was
the
gonna say that's
Jam,
the best
so-
you're gonna
And
get
it's better
right
than
now.
we've
So
gotten on
take it.
anything else.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I don't know why he'd be against. He was talking about exclusivity, but if you could just go to your local and play and win and get one, like that seems like problem solved.
Unless Dan is there. Then he's
Well,
not
that's right. Then he would just take all of them.
Then he
Dan
just
will
can't.
now be showing up at
Mhm.
Jam's local every week just to troll him. Not everyone
Dan
has
gets,
a store
Dan
with
gets
events.
a private charter jet just to Canada.
I'm
okay?
sure GG has been, at least the one thing I can say about GG is they'll give you whatever crap they got to give out and they'll just give it to you. So, I mean,
Yeah,
they
I
Well,
guess
whatever
but
they
that
got
stuff
laying
was that may not.
JM's really gonna hate it when we get those World Master decks.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
It's okay though, Wookie. Your own individual store will just put it on the shelf,
Oh God, yeah.
so we're fine with that, man.
Yeah, so our local this week, for everybody listening, we had a prize kit delivered to our local store, and they
Back in February. This is just the generic what GG has been sending out. So a couple of deck boxes, a wild
appreciate
wormhole
it.
playmat, and some chain trackers.
hey, but you want to know what's funny? That
Well, we-
stuff's been on the shelf since February, and nobody bought it.
You guys didn't notice.
No. It wasn't out on the. We basically. Darn
Oh.
it. Wait. I lost you there.
We lost
we-
the bot.
We lost the bot, but we ended up going ahead and we were playing in store. We left. And it's not that we left. We just weren't playing because there was no product. There was nothing there. We came back. We've been playing in the store for a solid 3 months, but we actually set up. Here's an organized play from us where here's what the events are for the month of October. We had talked with the store. Hey, we want to use that kit that we've been saving. We're hoping to be able to, drum up some more support, some more people coming in. And we get to the end of the month. Hey, where's that kit that we had back in February? I don't know. I can't find it. I don't know. I can't find it. Come back third time.
Didn't I give it to you guys?
Yeah. Can I give it to you? No. And Sydney, because we had an odd amount at that point while we were waiting for a local car, goes ahead and wanders over and was actually trying to pick up box or like sleeves and she's like, "Hey guys, isn't this our wild wormhole mat that's just in the random mat pile?"
And these 2 boxes that look like Keyforge boxes. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. There we go. We found it.
That is a problem with our own local game store, who literally 2 weeks ago tried to go, "Oh, Larkana's coming in next week, by the way. We're the Keyforge group." Oh, sorry, guys. I mean, I'm sure Ewok liked it.
Nothing wrong with that. Like, you got to pitch your new stuff.
Yeah.
Cross sell, right? Hopefully, they're not, but I could dream that they're saying the same
They're
thing
not.
to the Lorcana players.
They had no idea who we were.
Yeah.
Even though we've been going there for like 3, 4, 5 months.
Keyforge isn't new. A store owner shouldn't be pushing Keyforge right now. There's not a reason to do that. Right?
I mean, I guess
Well,
not.
Again,
Okay.
we do need someone on the inside on the store to say, "Hey, there's a play group. This group is meeting regularly and is playing. It's a good game."
If you're a store owner, JR, you have a finite amount of like resources to push and move interest to make money.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
Are
that would
you
be
going to put your eggs in Keyforge's basket if you're a store owner right now? Really?
No, I'm going to push them into Magic. Well, I'm going to push them into the cardboard crack.
Yeah, Lorcana, if you actually have the product, in a lot of stores just
Magic,
don't.
They just don't.
Suffering has lost several play groups in many stores. It's shrinking everywhere.
For every angry sheep that's leaving Magic, there's 3 kids who are
I'm just saying, if I was a store owner, I wouldn't say Magic either. But like new games, like new games that have marketing campaigns by the companies that own those games behind them, like release every year. Like a store owner is going to push that. Right now, that's Lorcana. One Pieces seem to be hot in certain areas, like whatever. Like those things are what they get pushed by store owners. So I 100% understand the person coming up and pushing Lorcana. Like that.
Well,
that makes sense. Honestly, if someone came up and started pushing Keyforge that like literally wasn't me in Lair, I would be shocked. I'd be like, "You've heard of this game?"
So the short answer is that I have purchased Lorcana there for my own girls. That's where we got in the box. And so they recognize me for that. What's disappointing is that we are there week in, week out for Keyforge, buying Keyforge, and yet there was no recognition for that. It was the one piece of Lorcana that kind of drew them in and remembering me for that. And that says a lot for a store. Now, again, most stores are really struggling to get product for Lorcana. And I will tell you, the Lorcana market has drastically dipped as a result of scalpers and people buying, selling at a high rate. And it has really impacted the local OP scene, people just trying to build up their community. On a different front, I'd also talked with our games universe, our store and our group in regards to, I had shared Wookiee with you, I think, and maybe Sheep, in regards to the new Star Wars and their plan of what they're doing. Again, that's a new game that's coming up, hotness that's there. It has an IP in the background. And Sheep, I hear what you said, like Ghost Galaxy just simply doesn't have the monetary amount to be able to market. But what was stated right now in October was, "Hey guys, this game is coming out. We're roughly looking at for January. We've already reached out to stores. And as a result, from January to March, we'll be kind of getting to know. And then you'll have OP or organized play with building the local community scene starting in March."
But
that sounds really, really good that there's an actual plan. It's announced and they've communicated with the game stores. And I think that's what we have to look at is they're hot new games. They're going to do that. But again, that's what we're competing against. So yes, I hear what you're saying, Z. I understand why people don't know about Keyforge. It's just is really depressing when I've been there week in,
you're
week
talking
out.
about like the Star Wars people reached out to the game stores, because I know Lorcana did. I know multiple stores in our region that have like, there's this like Lorcana OP calendar thing that the company produced or whatever. Like they're hanging up in stores in Houston. Like you can go look at it.
Yeah. Now I will tell you for Lorcana, I know this is going to get booed off from here, but the independent players in the game stores have built a bigger OP community than we have gone ahead and seen coming from Ravensburger. They have put up
but
1K
have
tournaments.
an OP kit. Like
Yeah, like they have a calendar, they have an
yes,
OP kit, they have backing. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you can go to almost any store in Houston right now, and you can see that calendar. Like it's a thing.
Correct. But what they have gone for is here's your promos, here's your pins.
Yeah,
Those
and you're talking about a game that has more money behind it than GG will ever spend in their lifetime.
That's true.
You guys like even when you go and talk about FFG, they have Asmodee behind them. They have more money to throw on the floor than GG is ever going to spend. Like it's just the scales, and everybody's just like, "Well, just do it like the other one does it," and it's like that shit just doesn't work. That stuff is really expensive. Everything by like, oh, it doesn't cost anything to make a kit.
No,
I would need real data. I don't know the numbers behind that. All I know is that LSS for Fab came out of nowhere, and they did all of that. I've never heard of Ravensburger. Maybe it's bigger than I know.
Ravensburger is a big puzzle company in
Okay.
Yeah, they're decently sized. Yeah.
Well, and they have Disney's money behind them. Don't think Disney isn't.
I doubt it, right? Like getting someone's IP is
Disney
not having
properties.
their money.
They are selling it on Disney properties.
So what you're
Disney money behind?
No. What you're missing is Disney.
You're missing a huge piece here.
Well, let me finish.
Ravensburger is licensing Disney properties.
Yeah.
The same way that FFG is licensing Star Wars from Disney. They pay Disney. Disney couldn't give dick about.
No, that is not true. Disney is heavily invested and cares about damn near everything their property goes on. They're one of the hardest people to work with, as far as I understand. I don't really know. I've never done any of it.
Yeah, I will agree with Sheep in that Disney does have more controls and they are difficult to work with. From the Lorcana side, what you're actually looking at is Disney has an oversight to make sure that the cards that they're putting into the game will match the universe that's there, that they're not going outside of it. And so they basically will produce cards. Ravensburger produces cards. They're looking at it. How does it fit into the universe? And it has to be okayed by Disney before it actually gets to publication. That's what Disney has control over. But Disney's not giving them money for marketing or for other aspects that, and we do have to see it. It is being, it's more of a rental for that.
Would be surprised if Disney didn't have money into it, especially the way that it's on their properties and they have done release stuff with it.
I'm the opposite. I would be shocked. It's Disney. It works the other way. You pay for the right to have their stuff at all. So I would be shocked if Disney is investing anything the other way, unless somehow they have some like equity in their company now.
Well, again, what this brought me back to, I know we've been very, very white rabbits hole. We're completely off track. I like the menagerie outline that's here. I actually like the graphic design that's on the iSave Keyforge decks, both on the inside where you can actually see it, and then on the back. I think that if you went ahead and built a system where if you're participating in, 3 days out of the month, or you're going ahead and even at 2 days out of the month, that a store would be able to pick up a nice, differently backed deck that says Keyforge OP seen from this year, or Keyforge OP is back. Something as simple as that with a different back would draw in old players, and
I don't know if it's going to draw in old players. Like, old players backed GameFound 1, there's less backing on GameFound 2. There is alternate art available here again. I'm just saying, every time we say bring back old players, nobody knows how to. They're like, there's not an answer that just brings people back.
Well, we need people in the actual stores, and so having a store exclusive item is a way to do that versus having nothing.
No,
that would have been the way to go.
Saying, but every time there's this talk about all the relapsed, all the old players, and if you'll get a few, but there's just not ever going to be a million of them.
Well, I did grab some menagerie decks in my GameFound and I'll play them. And I'll have fun.
You'll play them once, and they'll go in the box of shame.
Yeah, but that's
All
fine. I like playing fun stuff. I'll play around with it a little bit, but
So-
it's maybe I'll get a cool epic quest deck
That you can't
would be
play
fun.
anywhere.
Well, but
Yeah,
if your store was running an event with it, would you use it, Drez?
Yeah. Well, which would mean I would run the event.
I know
Um,
you're running, but I'm saying we would do the same if we went ahead and said we're going to run an Unchained. And I think, Sheep, that's what you had talked about for Halloween. It would be perfect timing. Like, there's some niche opportunities to be able to play it. It just hurts because when these decks aren't tournament legal, they're limited as to what their purpose is in our greater game.
Yeah.
So here's the other thing. Here's the thing I've learned. Number one, this idea of getting lapsed players is like lapsed players are gone. They're lapsed players and they're lapsed for a reason. It's time to push forward to not lapsed players, right? To new players, to getting players who have not played this game before to maybe get into this game.
How are you
And the
going to do that, Wookie?
And the biggest thing that brought everybody,
That's
listen,
the problem.
I'm
is you
not
keep
in the
making it our job. It's not our job.
how am I going to do that? I don't know.
Talked about
I don't.
this last week. and
I
2
don't
weeks
have
before
a
that,
marketing
and a month
degree.
before
I
that.
run a pawn
Like,
store. Okay, I'm good with spreadsheets, numbers, and how to make a store look pretty. I don't have a degree in marketing. I'm sorry. That's
Does
up to
anyone
them. They need to get.
actually have a degree in marketing? Like,
My assumption is Josh would, or Jeremy would.
okay.
I don't know. Whatever. Number 2. Menagerie. I mean, there's like this idea I've gotten with GG recently, and it's just wait for the other shoe to drop. Like the carrot was dangled, right? And it's like Menagerie. Oh, we're gonna reveal what Menagerie is, and it's gonna be super duper cool, and it's gonna be awesome. And instead, I get Unchained 1.5.
I mean, you
You're
are.
disappointed.
I am heavily every time a stretch goal is well. There's only been one thus far, but every time I get new information, I'm almost immediately disappointed.
There is
Like-
one pretty cool part of a stretch goal
And that
that
would
I'm
be
excited about.
and what was
Like
that?
the Revenant one, the next one, right?
that does seem cool.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Well,
Another
you don't
deck
really
is
play
not
this
cool.
game. You don't
Come
care because you don't play Keyforge.
No, another.
There's nothing that's going to make you happy except your multiplayer format that you're the
That we
only
would
one
all
on this
complain
cast
about.
that really cares about.
Sure.
Right? Like that. Like you want something that other people don't want. I want stuff that you don't want, and this cast happens to be the one that doesn't have any love for Menagerie. But that does not mean other
Menagerie.
people aren't excited because they released that and there was finally a bump in the campaign. Is it because of that, or is it because we all see that if we get to $400,000, we can guarantee one of those silly decks? I don't know.
I mean, if a silly deck somewhat guaranteed me a good deck, it might be a different story. But I don't think a silly deck is gonna. I mean, I don't know. I'm tired of cracking decks to just get more trash that I get to throw away. It's really
because you need to have it at the store, but
Right.
Um,
I mean, I have a literal collection of 72 SAS WoW decks.
like they are. So I think
donate
the
them
fact
to a
that it's
school
not.
with instructions how to play.
Yeah, I mean the fact that it's not tournament legal, I think is the miss, right? But that is the attempt, right? The attempt with Menagerie deck is you're in theory more likely to get something interesting to play, even if it's not more likely to be quote unquote competitive. But now there's zero chance to be quote unquote competitive.
They can't compete.
Well, yeah, they're step 1, be tournament legal, and they're not. I mean, again, but we have cool backs. This could have been something.
I mean, I'm gonna get my Jenka Dav.
See, and this just is such a
situation.
kick in the pants because it's like, man, I've wanted a Genka deck for forever. I finally got one. Sheep shipped it to Canada. So I no longer have one, and the first Genka deck I probably
Well, that has nothing to do with it.
that has nothing to do with it. That's just
Sheep
a little
taunting
backstory.
you.
That's just a little backstory into all this. But the
It's
first
just
Genka
personal
deck I'll
trauma.
probably
Yeah.
pull is not. I can use it sometimes.
Well,
Sounds
just
like
buy more
past
AOA.
karma.
Easy solution.
Wookiee's gonna like every single menagerie deck he opens. is gonna have
It's gonna
Genka.
be Genka,
There-
and it's gonna be something dumb too. It's gonna be like
It's gonna be
triple
like
Genka.
Jinka. It's like here we go. Oh wait, it doesn't matter.
So you keep talking, and then one thing you got to come back and look at is numbers that actually matter, right? Look at how many people backed the last game found. Look at how many people have already backed this game found. That's 1,500 on this current one. And you look at the OP, the stuff we care about. How many unique individuals participated in GGOP in 2023?
Do we have a number for how
3?
many unique individuals
No.
there were? Okay.
I asked it, and Josh wouldn't give it to me. But what, like, it's like 300, right? Because like the biggest one in the US was 100. And then you figure maybe there's
148 and-
another 75 people, maybe 50 people between the others. So then you get Italy, that's another 150. Okay, so maybe it's 400 people total.
I
Right,
think you're
some-
close to 5, but
I don't think so.
And all of them
But
have 2
I could be
email
wrong.
accounts, so that's 800 get backers. Okay, so
Well, I don't think so, but yeah, you could be right. But you're 500 people versus 1,500 or many thousand on the last one. I don't remember.
Five.
That like us competitives don't actually matter that much, right?
but
like
that's where all of
we're
OP
not.
is focused.
Well, that is a problem with their OP selection, not with their GameFound design. And OP is separate from GameFound in the grand scheme of things. Maybe this one you can actually pitch in $5 and maybe find out about OP later. But like OP and GameFound are 2 separate things. They don't have that designed in a way that catches the few hundred of us that are dedicated because they know we already getting our money. So they're trying to catch the other several thousand people who will give money to this that don't necessarily go to vaults, which means they don't maybe care that their decks aren't tournament legal because they are playing them kitchen table or adventure or just with their spouses or whatever they're doing with them, which is fine, right? It is totally fine for this game to have a whole bunch of products, just like Magic has done. They have printed many things that are not tournament legal. That's fine, right?
Do we have the numbers of how many people on a month are going ahead and frequenting TCO?
No.
I have no idea.
I only say because I think that would be a really interesting amount to be able to see. Because Sheep, when you talk about being able to play, just your random table at home, I think that's a really interesting statement. How many people are just playing super casual at home versus playing through the online clients of TCO? How many more would we change? I mean, we're looking to try to develop.
That's
an
a
OP
number you're
system.
never going to figure out because
I mean, we
it's
used to
not like
kinda
the
be able
people
to
who
have
are
that
playing
number.
at home reporting.
Oh, I mean, I thought the tracker one. I think at one point in time, tracker was around like 70 unique a day.
Okay.
No idea what it is now.
It's
I
just,
think
it was
one thing
something we're
important
trying to
to
think
mention
about.
though is that I have seen like when the game found was initially announced, and there was like a whole lot more of activity last year when there's a whole lot more activity on TCO. At some points during the day, the numbers do get up there. So there are a lot of online active players, but I don't know how exactly that translates to kitchen table.
I don't know if you would ever be able to translate that.
We don't have particularly meaningful data to work off of, but Ghost Galaxies does have a little better data here because they know you can do some name matching and stuff, and you can take a good guess at how many people backed versus your list of people who actually showed up at events this year and kind of cross-reference that, and they can do it. It happens to be this game found is not targeted towards us, right? Like every step along this game found, they have tried to make an improvement. They said, this didn't work last time. Like
I agree with that.
From
And they
a
did.
company perspective, if you go and look and they root cause analysis some of their stuff, they put in their continual improvement, they did all their buzzwords. They said, this didn't work, we're not going to do this. This could be a little cooler, so we're going to add power commerce to it and call it Menagerie. We've improved our ability to make custom decks. We've added more customization to them. Like everything that they've done is better than last time. It just happens to be we don't really care about any of that stuff.
I mean, we care about some of it. It's not.
No, we don't.
No,
we
I mean,
don't
I'm
care about
biting.
any of it. Let's not lie.
You care about the top end prize. The rest of us don't.
So is that because we were excited that Keyforge was picked up from Ghost Galaxy and we just were chomping at the bit to get back any amount of the game? And now that we have been around for another year, seeing what was announced for us but kind of fell through, we're seeing the realization of what Ghost Galaxy as a company is really offering, and you're just disappointed?
No, we are exactly what we've always said. We're fairly focused on competitive play, which means a few more named decks have varying levels of interest across this group. Some of us don't care at all. Some of us like them. But the other add-ons, the Menagerie, the Floomp, it's a Floomp?
Yeah,
right?
it's a flume. You're
they
a
don't-
flume.
They don't matter to us that much. We have said what matters to us. We're often complain about it constantly, right? Like, and I maybe the most vocal is it's like it's OP or don't bother selling me more decks. But that's why we're here for the game. There's a whole group of people who aren't, and the problem is again, we're not feeling represented right now, which hurts. But we are represented because there are the Vault Tour. So it's a really weird world where this particular group sitting at this talk is very well represented because they put out a ton of prizes for us to win this year. Almost all of us here have been to more than one event this year, have played a lot of serious Keyforge, are going to Worlds here shortly. So, like, we got a lot this year.
Yes. Yes.
And then the casual player who plays at home got a lot in the last year. They got another adventure. They get goofy, fun new decks. They get all kinds of things to play with. But if you're in between the two, or if you're trying to build the community, right, there's total dead hole, right? There's nothing going on. If you don't want to go spend a bunch of money, go to the big event, or you're not playing at the kitchen table and you want to go to a store and play competitively with other people and build towards something bigger, there's nothing. It's the dead hole, right? And that's
well, unless there's some like I stepped in, my community has been there the whole time, and that is at to some expense to me. Like that's just what happened. So, but yeah, that's what I think but the game found. I don't know. They technically said that they're going to work on that next year, right? Technically.
Yep, and there's an amount of balance in this too. Like, give them a lot of grief because they made a promise last year they didn't do, or they put out a scope and they did not reach it. Sadly, right? They did not hit all their OP goals that they put out in 2022 for 2023. So they said, you know what? We're going to try again. And one thing is, once they failed once at something, they have said, here's what we're doing the next time. They failed with double elimination. They made us 2LO, right? They said, we didn't do well with shipping to foreign countries. We did not do well with alternate languages. So we know we can't make that promise. We're not going to make that promise again. I don't think they are in a place where they don't often make the same promise twice and don't deliver twice. I mean, I can't see where they.
I mean, this year will be the test.
This year will be the test, right? And they're like, you see all the stupid Facebook posts where half people are like, bomb GG, and the other half of the people are like, drink the Kool-Aid, GG. And
Yeah,
there's
like
no,
Facebook
there's
over the
no-
last 10 days has just been garbage. Like it is garbage on both sides. Whether you're for it or against it, or you're hating GG or you're loving GG, it's all been bullshit.
Hmm.
It's just trash. See,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I want something that gets me excited.
I
hell.
seriously do not know what this thing is.
I don't know what gets me excited either.
Levitra. We can set you up.
personal problem. I don't know.
Too much? All right, I'm back
I
in the
mean,
way.
you guys want to get a For Him sponsorship? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, finally something that's appropriate.
I can sign us up right now if you'd like.
I apologize,
That's
all
little
audience
Manscaped.
This
listeners.
one little mint.
I haven't
and
even
Eve.
brought in that one up because I knew I was probably going to get shot down immediately. So I was just like, well, moving on. So
I don't
just
even know
saying,
what
I
you're
mean, it's
talking about what?
Haven't you
You
never
know-
heard of For Hymns?
Go ahead and Google that one.
Yeah,
there,
go ahead,
Z.
Google For Hymns.
Just
Z.
take a moment.
Yeah, we'll give you time. Don't worry. We'll talk while
Hey,
you Google what
can-
For Hymns
can-
is.
Josh,
Oh,
can
I
we go,
don't
can
need
we,
this. Okay.
Josh, can we go ahead and put this in each of the little goodie bags for Worlds? Is that what-
No, that's a horrible idea.
Again,
Oh,
every
look-
4 Hymns package that goes out should have a Keyforge deck in it.
Hell yeah.
That's how you win.
That's like our target market.
Yeah?
What is this attached to my For Hymns? What is this card game called Keyforge? I shall do some
Yeah.
research. Boom, instant following.
Yeah.
Why don't we have a marketing degree?
Because he's OP.
No, not Josh. Nobody's talking to Josh.
Nobody has a marketing degree.
We know.
I thought she-
Anyways,
Doesn't she have all the
know.
degrees?
Sheep has all the degrees. He's a
I
doctor.
have none of the degrees. As we have established, I have learned nothing.
I mean, you don't have to learn anything.
mean,
you
he
just have
keeps
to cheat
playing
on enough
fraud.
tests.
He was playing fraud to the tune of top 4, except when he goes to Canada.
Top 8.
So, sorry.
There's no
Do we
top
even
4 here.
know if these the new GG guys have degrees? Maybe Josh and Jeremy don't have one.
Jeremy's a journalist. Like, don't you have to have a degree to do?
I don't. What the right shit? Anyone can do that. ChatGPT does it real fast.
I mean, they could definitely get a degree from the Crucible University, right? So there
Yeah.
you go.
Archons corner. You.
They have good card stock they could print that on, so it'll look all nice and.
I feel like this should be a part of like the live streams now, where it's just like Z's looking down, then he looks up and he's like, Big Z, Logos University. Can we make this happen? Can we make this happen?
Yeah, we can all do one of those, right?
we all know which
Real-
one Sheep went to.
Hogwarts.
Hey! Can it match? Can it match some jerseys?
It might. You never know.
Oh,
It might.
You,
So,
you get a
All right.
master's.
GG.
We're completely
and-
derailed. We're way
yeah,
off script.
I don't
had
even
this
know.
plan in
Yeah,
this
we were going to
document,
talk about.
but I don't
guess
know
next
what
time
the
we'll talk
F y'all been
spoilers.
talking about for the last 30 minutes.
all right.
anyways,
Move
let's-
on.
let's
Nothing
move-
to see here.
There's lots to see here. I mean, this is a train wreck. I mean, I don't even know where we are. Revenants.
All right, what?
I forgot to even look at the outline.
We have an outline?
All right, what do we think the game found we'll get to at this point?
We said this last week.
I originally,
what-
well, I
what-
think I was high. I thought originally it was going to get to like 725,000.
Yeah,
And I
Yeah.
was right there with Wookiee.
I think the lowest we said was like 600.
yeah, that was me. I went 601. I think I was the
Yeah,
lowest.
I think you might be right though. You are going to see a spike come toward does it end?
5 days.
5 days from now.
In 5 days from now. So we're looking at the 30th, that Monday.
Yeah. Yep.
So you will see a spike that weekend, and it'll be a pretty decent spike. I mean, a lot
So
of
we'll-
people
we'll get
putting it
to-
off. There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
just there's not again for I think a lot of the people and a lot of people in our shoes at least. There's not a lot. I need something. I need my 4 hymns. I just need something to get me motivated, get me excited about I don't need let's like
You need
the
the
idea
P-Hub
of more
sponsorship.
decks just
Yep.
makes me like want to scream because it's like I have all these decks in the corner over here
Okay,
that just
so
are
you
dusty. Edge of Sheep,
What-
I know what you're gonna say. Yes, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon. Yes, all the cards have trash cards. Just throw them away. Use them as kindling.
That's not where I was going at all here. You are the closest thing we have to a lapsed player.
Yes, yes, you are. No, he's not
we-
wrong. That's the problem. I am very close to becoming a lapsed player.
We drag Wookiee along, and he just keeps poking along with us, but he has lost his love for any particular format. So there are 2 real formats in Keyforge now.
Correct.
There is Archon, which you are lacking something that competes with
Anything?
the level of fire that I can bring.
You mean anything?
Yeah,
Most
okay.
things.
And like your
I think
best
Rose
deck
is really good.
be something. B-rated deck.
Yes, I have.
Roses match up, right? Like Rose just crushes some people and then is just a mediocre deck the rest of the time. It's
Most
That's
of
that DT deck you play?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's my pet deck. I
So-
set it in the corner. I talk nicely to it.
so you don't have any love for high level Archon, and that's the only choice to play right now is high level Archon because
I do have love for high level Archon. The problem is I can't compete in high level Archon.
Sure, you can.
Except I will put you on something at least respectable.
Right. Respect.
See, I disagree about this. I think that going ahead and seeing where the meta is, choosing a deck that you know well and plays to your strengths and playing it, I think that Rose is just fine. I think that you undersell yourself and say, I can't play this in top level competitive.
I think you
it's fair.
oversell Rose's ability to
When
deliver consistent results. It wins games. Nobody here is going to say it can't win games because it's got moves. It also just gets crushed by some artifact removal.
Correct. Well,
Isn't
suffers
that what
mightily,
But isn't that what Keyforge is match
but it
dependent?
doesn't
So
just lose to that. It loses to B tier Brobnar Berserker board.
yes.
Well,
I
that it
couldn't.
does, and I can't
couldn't
disagree
find
with
my.
that.
I couldn't find my board wipe, so it just was what. it was.
But that
However,
happens.
here is what right, it does happen. So and Sheep is at like 1,000% correct. I am as close to a lapsed player as you are going to find who is still sticking around. Right? He's not
because
wrong.
you love us. I know.
No, it's not. Yes, you guys are a huge part of the reason.
What
that
I
I'm
was
still
going
around.
with, what's the other format?
Alliance.
Okay, and you looked at that and you
Mhm.
determined what about Alliance?
He created that. He created
it's
that.
his baby.
Yeah, like that one doesn't stand. I'm sorry.
What did you determine about Alliance when you went to actually play it at a competitive level?
It is extraordinarily just as difficult, if not more, to build a competitive Alliance deck than it is an Archon.
Thank you.
You're
Yes.
I
welcome.
don't know.
So,
I did it in like 10 minutes.
Okay.
No.
You bought your shush your mouth. Shush it.
So, and I will tell you, here is what I'm missing, right? I get my 4 hymns. It's just code word for it now. I get it on Tuesdays. I do like going out and playing. However, it is incredibly, I don't know the word to use for this, but it is incredibly exhausting continuing to purchase decks to continue to pull mediocre BS.
Like, I talked about that a long time ago when I like laid out the math for you. Like that was
Right.
back with you and me.
Right.
I was like, when you talk about like scaled collections after like next set.
But
which
then,
is why I was
but
saying
then
they had to
here's
get
the
better.
problem: is that the secondary market is no better. Our secondary market is no.
That's where you're incredibly wrong
Just
right
this
now.
past
There are
week,
decks for sale
amazing
right
decks went on
now
sale.
that
I
are
got-
affordable that can possibly win worlds right now.
Okay, point one to me, and I'll buy it.
Can you please point me in the direction of
I pointed
said
you to
decks?
them. You're
Okay.
too snooty to buy
So here-
anything ever.
I disagree about this.
The problem that I have
You
with
wouldn't have bought fraud for $500.
Like just this
I
past week,
agree with
one of
that
my
statement. I
teammates
don't think you would have.
found a competitive deck posted for sale for $90. They got it for 90, and that thing could make a day 2 potentially.
nice. So, what I
Now,
have
that has all changed. To be fair to Wookiee, like what I just said did not exist before WoW. Everything I just said is entirely because of how good
so
WoW is.
here's the deal. I've done the work on DOK. I've put out the messages. The decks that are up there right now on there's a lot of things that right now on DOK that I've sent messages. I've tested with sheep. I've put some work in to try to purchase these decks to either get I'm not selling it, even though it's listed for purchase on DOK. Or
That is annoying if that happens.
right, and that's a majority of the decks I'm looking at. I am getting I'm actually not selling that deck. But
Are
it's
you
still,
also going in with the approach of how low are you going to go on this?
no.
Okay.
No, I'm having an hey, what do you look? Because I'm
Now,
tired
like,
of I'm tired of
If
going
you,
on. Oh, I
if you
can't even
ask
get on
about
DOK
what
right.
has been successful buying, is take the number you're willing to give and throw it at them.
Yeah.
I've heard lots of people, anytime you go and you're like, I want to get the best deal I can, deals rarely happen. Like, take your real number that you are willing to pay for that deck and throw it at them and see if it sticks. Every time somebody tries to just bid down as low as they can get, people are just like, I don't want to sell it for as little as I can get for it. Like, that's just not an effective negotiating tactic to actually acquire decks. It's a way to get things cheap, but you don't land things
Well,
very
no, because
often
I'm
at a
trying
pro.
to find it because here we go.
Well,
This is what
Arcane
I
is too
have-
small where people are invested. They know, and they're not taking cheap. But
Right.
I'm going to tell you that
But-
I don't think that $250, $350, $400, $500 is a cheap bid for a deck, and that's where I have some issues too.
Well, if you're not willing to spend $500 on a deck that can win a $3,000 tournament, like I don't know what to tell
Wrong
you.
game
Like,
for you, bro. Like that's all I
Agreed.
got to say.
that's any game. Like, you can't.
Yeah.
I don't know
Any
what it
competitive
actually
card
costs to
game.
build a Magic deck that can win a cash Magic. I don't know any of this stuff.
No, I'm simply saying those are bids that have been offered that have simply been turned back, or most likely it's individuals
Well,
who simply
I
said, guess
know
what? I'm going
People
to
sitting here
World.
have scored some pretty powerful stuff for under $500 lately.
And I personally think you can look at the secondary market with a $500 budget and find something that can take you to day 2.
I think you can take you to day 2. I think you can take you to day 2. I don't know how much farther it will take you than that.
Well, once you get
Once
to day
you're
2,
on day 2, it's pairings and a little bit of luck.
All right.
yeah.
Last year,
So
Nova.
here's
Yeah.
what I continuously see.
Yes.
Here's
that.
the high
Unless
offer,
you're
here's the
Nova,
high
everything
offer.
day 2 is luck.
Here's the high offer. Here's the high offer. Here's the high offer. Right? We come in with an offer. I've never done that. It's like, hey, what's your realistic price you're willing to let this deck go for?
Yeah,
That's
you're
what you should do.
asking lowest.
I realistic price you're willing to let the deck go.
People, if they knew the number they wanted for the deck, they
would've
would have
listed.
put it on it.
Well,
They want you to come at them with a number.
I want you to impress them. Make them feel good.
Show them your feathers.
so Keyforge is now the Peacock's shuffle.
It's all about cock.
It's always
Yeah.
been about showing the money if you want something.
It's
So
all about
here's-
ass and cock, huh? Ass and cock. That's all we talk about in this show. Ass and cock.
Well, so just so you know, Jeremy
It's a good combination.
does have a degree as a Bachelor's of Arts in Communication and Media with a 3.63 GPA. So,
Did you
They-
know-
You look
They
him up
do-
LinkedIn.
yes, I'm on
Yeah, do
LinkedIn.
this.
Okay.
Why you throwing that in there?
I was like, how did you find that out? That's incredibly strange.
Well, the
What
dude
is,
puts
what
it
is a
out there.
3.6? Like B's and A's? More A's
Yeah.
than B's? I don't
A
know.
lot higher than I got.
So like
Okay.
a 3.6 is like bunch of A minuses and A's.
'Cause you know what they call the last in the class in a doctorate program, right?
Doctor.
Sheep.
I was gonna say Dr. Sheep.
I mean, I am incredible, and I think it's the secondary for market meat for me is incredibly frustrating.
It is not
It
fun.
can be.
I
It can
bought nothing good until I spent way too much money on a single deck. So
And it got you to
it's tough.
Worlds in 2 different events on the same day.
Yeah,
No-
but he
no,
couldn't
I
win
played a
in the
different deck
States. He had to
for-
go to Canada for that. So let's be honest.
Hurley is also, he has got an associate's and a bachelor's. So,
Ooh, well, I have a
Educated guy.
master's degree. Ooh.
Ooh.
It's
Well, that just knocked everyone off their
Yeah.
shoes there. So we're all done now.
No, it's
Yeah.
just my brain's already fried. But yes, sheep is correct. I am as close as you will get. Bathe in my
but I
existence.
don't know. I don't know what they could deliver to you outside of storage level events that led
but that's exactly what I want. I want store level
Yeah.
events. I want meaningful prize support in my store. I want to be able to go and win the little stupid trinkets.
That's what I was going to ask. What is meaningful to you?
I
though?
want the stupid trinkets.
He wants the foil.
I want.
What about the train tracker we just gave you?
Well, but the problem is there's a what do they call that?
you just won a chain tracker, man.
Diminishing
You should be
return.
proud.
A diminishing return. And how many do I have?
I don't know. You lose them, so probably
5.
still one.
I have 5. I have 5 of them. 2 of them are
Yeah.
still in the package. I have 5 of them.
I'm
Ask
with
me-
you. Like,
Hey, Sheep,
this,
how many chain trackers can you use in one game?
Well, if you were to play 4 decks against the adventure by yourself, 4 is the answer.
Okay, but if I'm just playing just you and me, how many chain trackers can I use in one game?
None, because I've already beat you.
All right, moving on. Anyways, yes, I want the trinket. I want new, fresh keys, right? Some cool keys I can display on, right? I just want something different. Pins. I'll take pins. I'll take patches. Not so much stickers. You can't get me with stickers. Sorry. Stickers just rub off.
Yeah,
And are
but
gone.
temporary tattoos.
I might take temporary tattoos. I will take Keyforge fruit by the foot.
The individual foot.
Yeah, the ones with the tongue tattoos that you stick on your tongue. No, just me. I'm the only one who remembers that. I want
I was partial to Gushers myself.
I want something in my store
Like the fruit
that
roll-up tongue
makes me
tattoos.
want to go. Right?
So I'm with you, and it's exactly what you're saying. It's the hole that's missing, right? There is nothing at the store. There's no competitive scene in Keyforge that we haven't made ourselves that isn't go to Vault Tours, which are
And-
expensive and not
and-
that often.
And to be honest with you, 2023 was a bad Vault Tour season for me because I got out to literally 0.
Well,
So-
this is so I'll just, like, as Z says, there's the 3 demons, and this is how well I've slayed some of mine. Tuesday was my 14th wedding anniversary, and where was I?
Playing Keyforge.
I was playing
in the
Keyforge.
Crucible, baby.
Yeah.
Sheep.
That
This
was-
is not what we're all striving for. You have
Sheep
an
is coming
amazing
for
wife.
my fanaticism throne.
No,
really is.
no, you have
He's
your
taking
own
the crown.
issues over there, my friend.
But no.
I'm about to put a notch in like that. I'm gonna build a whole new mountain to that throne here in a little bit.
No. Friends, take care of your family and your spouses first. I will say that.
After
I-
the
I-
Keyforge.
I
My
did this year.
family is well taken care of. Don't you put that on me.
But I'm just gonna flat
I know-
out say it, Josh. Can you check with me before we make Vault Tour dates, please? Okay, no
Yes.
more of this on my children's birthday, like literally on the weekend that we are. I plan
Well, you've got
in
like
May.
74 children, so it's
I
really
have-
hard.
I have 3 children. Okay,
Well, Weird how they're born every weekend.
How many
Yeah.
employees do you have? Because you treat them all like children, right?
They pretty much because they act like children. Because most of them can't figure out how to show up to work.
Wah, wah.
I know
It's 'cause
it took
work
me.
sucks.
I know it took me 36 years to figure out how to show up every day, but here we are. I still do it every day. But my Vault Tour season was rough this year because I didn't get to participate in anything. So that I struggled with. There's no meaningful store organization support. I feel like the store we go to doesn't even I feel like they know we exist, but they don't really know what we're doing. They're just like, yeah, that's that weird group that comes in on Tuesdays and like they sit down and play this weird game. Like just
And give weird looks at the One Piece guys who just talk annoying crap nonstop and make
number
have
one,
your
they are
thumb
not
in the
playing
head.
One Piece. They are playing
Unlike us, we talk about cool stuff.
They're playing My Hero Academia. But like
Whatever.
The cool trinkets, right? Even if, hey, this month's color for the Ember tokens are purple, that would get me to come and get me excited that I could go win some purple Ember. Like
We
it
have
doesn't
talked
even
a lot about Ember just colored and seasonal Ember tokens to be
you,
huge.
Wookie. If they
I
did
think he
that, you
complained
were
about it. Yeah.
bitching about it, like, ooh, who needs a colored Ember?
I mean, thinking
No,
about like
I have
the
never,
Keyforge
ever,
community,
ever, out of all the time, I have never bitched about the little trinket, just the chain trackers. I don't know what their heart on is for those. Like, FFG just
they're
love the
not
chain
intended
trackers.
No.
They're not intended as prizes. They're in a box next to Josh's desk, and he's like, shit, I need something to send out. I reach into this box of chain trackers and I throw open the box.
And you want to know what was really, really cool that I don't think they do? Like, when I played L5R, because you had your honor token for L5R, you had these really cool heavy metal honor trackers. Like, just the printed on, like, chain tracker, like it just first it was the cards and they were kind of cool until you had all of them and then more of them than you could
they
ever
were never
need.
cool.
I don't know, I kind of liked collecting them when they first came out. I put them in a sleeve. I thought they were nifty, you know. It was they were interesting until, like I said, till you had all of them in multiple varieties, right?
So I think the problem with the train checker is once you have one, you have
It's
no
one
need
and
for
done.
another.
Right.
Whereas when we were talking Amber last week, no, I think that was a good idea because you can have different types.
I think
So
we
you're
have
onto something there.
Successfully, unsuccessfully solved Wookiees lapse problems here, and it really comes down to like the lapse of players we know is it's the same thing that we just keep kicking, which is there's no store level engagement or OP, and it's a problem. And
that horse that we keep beating, named Phil,
Yeah.
he's dead now.
he is now mincemeat. But maybe in 2024,
But like even
we
then,
will
like
see something.
the
But
big
you ain't
thing,
gonna get it this year now.
the big thing, like even just when we had the OP things, like you knew you couldn't bring your fire, so you're kind of digging for, like, you were looking for something that, like, you're not going to scare off the new players, but you can compete with the old players. Like, you know, it was interesting because it made me dive into my stuff. Now it's just like, well, what do I have that's good that can compete in a vault? Nothing. I'm going to go back in my hole and wait till September ends.
Yeah, what are we really
Did somebody
playing?
wake up Green Day?
And then stores are really playing as, I don't know, a lot of sealed that have decks. It's sealed and sealed alliance.
I don't mind
So-
playing a lot
Ran.
of sealed. I like
No,
playing
neither do I.
sealed.
I'm just saying, like, again, your old decks have no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Alliance
But even then,
doesn't
going to a
provide
vault-
purpose. There's never going to be purpose for most of your decks.
Going to a vault tour, just that everything's Archon. It's like, that's great, but
Well,
like,
in
I like flavors other than
2024,
vanilla sometimes.
Maybe
you know?
we will have Archon, Alliance, and Sealed as our OP track. Like, just maybe that'll be a thing. And I'm not talking about Sealed on Friday night. That
and
means nothing.
I don't need dollars as prizes. I want to go home with a bag of things. I don't like. I agree with
Well,
you.
I think
Like
the
I would
cash prize is
for, like,
fine. I just don't think they need it as
fuck,
much.
it's dumb. Like you don't.
Lucky,
I know a
guarantee
year ago,
if
me and
you
she.
win a vault
Well,
tour,
you-
I will build you a custom prize bag and take your money.
Thanks, Sheep.
But
You're the
we,
best.
we were all together on the cast when we talked about like how did Fab get so many people, and they are still way bigger than us, no matter how much of a decline you want to say they're in. Like one of the things is money. There's no way to ignore that money draws people.
I don't think it's the money that draws. Okay, it is the money,
can't
right? Well, hold
deny
on, hold
that
on,
it
hold on,
does draw
hold on, hold on,
some
hold on,
people.
hold on. The money does draw the people. You're
Yeah.
right, but I think honest. Okay, so
Does it draw anybody in Keyforge?
but hold on. The real
Yes.
draw is the cool shit. The money
When you're
is a
thinking
draw,
about the
but
Keyforge
the real
target
draw,
audience,
It's
the cool
all I'm
stuff
saying,
has
it's
monetary
all part
value.
of a marketing thing. Like all of the things draw people, and if we're talking about wanting to be bigger, we can't ignore any of them.
I will say, like, think about the Keyforge target audience, right? Like, I'm drinking beer out of a Pokemon branded pint glass tonight.
Where's my Keyforge branded
Yeah.
pint glass?
Yeah, I could use a rocks glass. I could use
Yeah, rocks glass would be great.
Yeah.
My
How about a
I have a
church key?
Juggernog branded rocks glass right
my
next to me.
my
here,
my
too.
Keyforge branded coffee cup. My
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Saurian scarf.
I got stickers off of Etsy to put on my work laptop so that I'm like, maybe one day somebody will see them and be like, you play Keyforge. That was in 2019. Hasn't
Like,
happened yet.
I'm not gonna lie to
One
you.
day.
That here's my quarter. That fucking Keyforge bag that I tote all my shit in, like that had me coming back to vault tours.
That is
Because
cool.
I
wish I had
wanted
one.
that
I also
Keyforge
have
bag.
the messenger bag. I use it every vault. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Josh Brobnar brew. Love it. Put it on a glass. Take my money. Or shards or whatever.
They can make a mug. Yep, that'd be cool.
Something. But literally there was stuff on the prize wall that
people
when they
wanted.
first showed it, you were like, man, that is the coolest thing ever. I want to go to as many vaults as possible. Doesn't really matter how good or bad I do. I really, really want to do well because I want the shards so that I can get the thing on the prize wall.
Yeah,
That
the
was
shirts,
that
the
was
hoodies,
exciting.
scarf.
That was exciting. Now, FFG went a little crazy with the mats, and there was some things that I never cared about. And I understand that clothing is like, that's a crapshoot. So maybe just get rid of the clothing. But things like, you remember the quivers? The quivers were all the rage in Schaumburg.
Well, it's just a regular quiver. If it said Keyforge on it.
Yeah, that was
great.
the feedback I had on the quivers. Is
Yeah,
that
I
were
agree.
the same ones you could get for like
$46. Yep, they're like $49.99, $46.99, whatever. But like, there's just certain things that like, oh, that's cool, and I will go through hell and high water to do it. I wanted that chair, and then we found out that there were no chairs. But I wanted that chair. I really wanted a Keyforge chair. Z really wanted a custom gaming table, right? That drove G to go to Germany. Like, cool stuff drives people. And yes, there is a monetary value to the things that Fab does, right? With the stuff that they give away. But I think the cool stuff is really what drives people to come out, as opposed to like just the money. For
To
a
your
select
point, the
few
only
group of
reason
people
that stuff has a monetary value is because they are cool, and that has a monetary value just because the size of the community is bigger. If we had that big of a community with the same coolness value, the monetary value of those same things would follow.
Right.
We just never got that big.
Right. And just like, I understand that there's things that are cool to me. Foils. I love foils. I like shiny things. I like a lot of things. And I'm hoping that once we get to a point in whatever it is with this deck reprinting thing that I can get Rose printed in all foil. So that day when I finally do have enough reps to beat Sheep, I can do
nothing about foils.
I understand they've said nothing about foils. But like the technology,
not in their printer technology
for now, right? I mean, I don't know what printer they have. It's Hewlett Packard, right?
We all know how long the printing machine took them.
But like literally, foils is just paper. It's just a different kind of stock.
You're a different kind of stock.
It's just what? It's just a different kind. I am a different kind of stock. You are right. But just like, I don't know, just like stuff drives me more than like money. It's just, that's how it is. I don't know.
How about a Keyforge themed album? Get like a DJ. What do you think?
What would you
We
put on
gave
it?
FFG tons of ideas back in the day. We told them those things you put on the back of the phone to help you hold it. Like that could be a good.
Oh, the
key
poppets? Yeah, Keyforge
you could have-
poppet would be
You could have
really
poppets
cool.
that look like keys of each color. Like you could have 3 poppets as your freaking keys.
Like redesign the keys, and you don't even got to make them metal. Put them in.
Art
I'm
prints.
totally fine with plastic. Right? Give me a pin I
Yeah.
can put on my bag. Just something is done. Cheap. You still have all your pins from every vault tour you've gone to.
Except
I would put a
really, 'cause
Keyforge
I-
phone case, like iPhone case, on my phone.
A Keyforge iPhone case, and these are all dumb things you can do literally through like Spreadshirt.
Yep.
I just like you could get an Archon's Corner iPhone case if you wanted to right now.
Yes, you can. We
Try-
have more
Go check
product
out our Spreadshirt.
availability than GG. Woo
Mhm.
woo.
I'm just saying, like, in terms of like, Sheep said it best, and I didn't realize it till he said it, and he's 100% correct.
Oh, don't
Does
tell
it
him
hurt?
this.
How much does it hurt?
It hurts a lot, even just
I
hearing
never
it from
told you
Got
Andy.
he's correct.
diagnosed by the doctor.
I got diagnosed by the doctor. That should be a new segment. I don't know how we work it in, but we'll figure it out. So.
It's just not right that often, so it's not.
Hey, but here we are. We were going to do Revenants today. We got totally off track.
I'm so surprised by that.
There's
No.
a giant red move on in our show notes right now.
That was there from 30 minutes ago.
Oh, yeah. Just like there was like we were going to do the Revenants, Florence and Shanghai Vault tours, but I think we have next week too. We're not going
All right,
anywhere.
we need a good 500K pledge reward.
You can get that
Otherwise-
out. You can literally get that out of Z right now. Just let them design whatever set comes after Ember Skies, and it'll just be busted and the greatest set ever.
Maybe. We'll
I
see.
mean,
That's a 500 pledge level.
Z might
Z
be ta-
designs a set.
If you told that to Z, I bet you could get him to take a second mortgage out on his house,
Or third.
possibly 4.
Wait.
So I think if the 500 level pledge is cool, we get there. I think if it's not cool, we don't.
Well, when will we see it? You're saying we see
When
that
we get to
after the
400, right?
Okay.
So we've got a little under 60K. So we're
I gotta
gonna
go back to the
see.
Game Found page.
It's gonna be a few days.
Would he be taking out a reverse mortgage on the house?
I mean, he'll be paying off that debt. He'll just might be an indentured servitude to GG. He just has to work for GG for free for forever.
I mean, if that makes sense.
I mean, isn't that what we're all doing right now?
Yeah. Every week, every Sunday when I push their product.
But anyways, with that being said, I think we're gonna cut it here. We've had a lot of fun this week. What time is it? Anyways, 10:16. Oh boy, it is time for everyone to go to bed. I'm tired. My brain's fried. Z's
On
brain's fried.
vacation.
Dr. Sheep's on vacation, so you can find
Wait,
him on
you
TCO
don't
for the next 3 days.
You don't have vacation time. You're struggling for that, and you're off.
That's because this was already scheduled. This is why I don't have vacation time, because it was already booked for these events.
Don't ask
He is
questions. What
not-
event was
he's n-
supposed to be this weekend?
What is
Nothing.
this? No, I'm camping this weekend.
Oh, okay. Either way, make sure you buy your DT decks for $12.99.
Hey,
Yeah.
support the Game Found campaign in the
Don't
last
forget
5
to-
days if you
yeah,
haven't done it.
Don't
Or your
forget to spade
outpriced
and
Fuzzy
neuter.
Gurun.
Don't
Yes.
forget to spade and neuter your cats and dogs.
For a limited time only, you can get your Fuzzy Gruen for $29.99 instead of $14.99.
Yes.
Don't forget to
You
check
guys
out
are the
our
worst.
Radon.
Oh, I know.
Radon can be pretty bad.
Hey, come to Minneapolis, and maybe we'll hang out and do some good times in Minneapolis. Jazzcore experience. Make it happen.
Z will sign your cards, and he'll have 8x10 photos of himself.
Yeah, sheep will sign your butt.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot about that. Do we have the tattoo gun ready?
Yeah.
Is that a no? Can we get it overnighted?
Yes.
I was told the Wookiee would bring the fire to KFC. I might just burn the Game Center down. I shouldn't say that. Don't.
No, dude.
Don't
Oh,
listen to
me.
no.
Don't. I didn't say that. I don't mean it. I kind of mean it, but not really. I don't mean it.
Oh gosh.
Wookie, after what happened this week in my school district, no.
Oh yeah,
bad
no.
Wookie.
Yeah,
bad
Wookie.
Wookie.
I'm not. I don't smoke anymore, so I don't even have lighters. Oh, we just cracked. No, we didn't. I lied.
Bad dog.
I saw 403,000 somehow, and I was just scrolling too fast. It's still 340,000. But that being said, we'll see. Meet the Ghost. You claimed spice. Oh, we do have spice. We haven't written anything down. In typical AC fashion, we have wrote none of it down. So,
hey, but this is a great time that if you have a question that you want to ask those ghosts at KFC, please go ahead and reach out to us because, we totally hold back and won't ask them the real questions. Good journalism.
who's this we? I fully plan on asking real questions. I just got to write them down so I remember them. Because, we all know how we get on stage. My brain goes to mush.
Hey, when you say bring it there, Josh, then just make sure we don't hear. Well, I can't talk about
Josh,
this.
Do you really
I can't
want
go
that?
ahead and talk about this because that is really, really where we get some pushback on. Let's talk. Let's bring some spice. Let's have fun. Let's open this up.
I don't think he really wants. You don't want this smoke, bro. You don't want it.
I don't know. Anybody could sit
I
there
thought we
and
were
say-
ending the episode.
say no comment. That's all that would happen. I can't comment at this time. We're not quite sure on those details.
See, when
Let me get back to you.
When you catch a falling knife, shit. Too far, too soon.
Can we have it?
Can
we have a sound bit?
They should
that we can go
totally
ahead and play?
have a bloody knife, as a prize, a knife with Keyforge written on it,
Imagine
a little
every
bit of
single
blood.
answer
And it's just got
during the Q&A.
just got a ring and a pinky finger stuck to the end.
It's real CTP blood.
Draz, you're coming from
knife analogy in some way.
You're coming from overseas, right, Draz?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, just carry that in your luggage.
I was
There'll be
saying,
no
no big
questions
deal.
asked.
You can fit that in your carry-on, right?
Yeah, personal
we're
item.
Don't worry, guys. It's for a prop for the game that
Don't
I'm
worry
going
about
to
it.
play.
Just don't worry about it. That totally works at
Nothing to see here.
the airport. But yeah, we are ending this episode. Who started the clicker this week? Where did we end up? 5? Nobody started the clicker. Good job, guys. Anyways, that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see y'all next week.
Happy forging, everyone.
May the
Good
forge
night.
be with you.
Bye.
Uh,